Coach, and then we will move to questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, I mean, Franco Pierce definitely challenged us today. I'm proud of our group. Like, I thought we did a nice job really battling and continuing to push even when their goalie was just playing unreal. So I'm excited about the way we kept pushing forward, and getting a win in the NCAA tournament is always a good day.
We'll open the floor up to questions for the student athletes. Kendrick?
Emerson, what in their defensive end, your offensive end, was Franklin Pierce doing that was like getting in the way of some of these passing lanes for you seemingly in the first two periods?
Yeah, I think they're packing it in and they're sound pretty defensively, so we just had to move the puck more and get in front of the net because their goalie's going to stop the pucks that she can see, so I think just trying to get to the net and work together and move to the puck.
This is a question for both of you, but both of you guys were pretty much held off the score sheet for most of the ECAC championship game. But what does it mean to get back on the score sheet in the NCAA tournament and hopefully get hot continuing on?
It for sure means a lot to be able to help our team. I feel like obviously every game we're striving to be on the score sheet, but sometimes just doing the little details, that's all our team needs in that moment. And I feel like just being rewarded today, that feels really good.
Yeah, I'll just say I think it speaks to our team and the depth we have to have younger players just step up in such big moments, especially in the ECAC championship. Avery Barrows being one, Elle Johnson being one, scoring huge goals, just makes us so proud, and the way that they're stepping up and the way that we support each other and the depth we have, I think it speaks volumes of the team.
Any other questions for student athletes? Todd?
Emerson, the goal you scored, when you get past one player, it's pretty good. When you get past two, do you feel like you've got to score, they got to make the highlight complete on that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to finish one of those, and I think you're kind of just, it's going so fast and you're hoping in the moment and got a little lucky maybe, so glad it worked out.
Any other questions for the student athletes? One in the back.
Emerson and Morons, both of you guys today, obviously you guys struggled during the first period. What was the message for both of you as older players to kind of pick up the team and pick up the pace during the second two?
I think going into this game, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. Any opponent you play in the tournament is a battle. So we knew we were going to be a walk in the park today. So after the first, we were knocking at the door, but we just knew we had to keep shooting, and the little details mattered. So that's all we had to say to younger players, and we just kept doing that, and it worked out.
Felicia Frank broke the season scoring, that was Caleb Martin. The season saves record for the program that's been held for over 20 years. What does it mean to have such a talented goaltender behind you guys?
I mean, it's just, to have that much trust in your goalie, it's huge for the team, and the way that she's battled this entire year, and her skill is just amazing, and it's fun to watch. So yeah, we're super proud of her.
Yeah, and she's such a good teammate. She deserves everything. We're really happy for her.
I'm not sure if you guys answered it already, but Jill Hurdle on the other side for them just made save after save after save. How does that change your mindset when you have a goalie like that just keeps topping your shots, but obviously you keep fighting after it that gets them on that?
It's obviously a little frustrating, but like we said, we just kept going, and we knew that eventually we were gonna get it, and yeah, you just gotta keep going. And yeah, it's frustrating, but that's the game of hockey.
With an off day tomorrow, which is untraditional when you guys are usually playing back-to-back games and weekends for over the course of your season, how do you guys stay loose in the off day tomorrow and heading into Saturday?
They just got the itinerary. Do you guys want to answer it?
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. I think it should be good. Nice to have a day in between and get prepared for Wisconsin on Saturday.
Any other questions for the student athletes? You two are dismissed.
Thank Thank
You're
you.
dismissed.
Thank you.
We'll open up the floor to questions for Coach. Mark?
Kind of touched on the next couple days. I guess I want to get your, I know express the win first. What are your thoughts on Wisconsin, and what are you hoping to maybe carry over from today on Saturday?
You know, through the playoffs, I really feel like we've been trying to build, but we've also been in a win and move on kind of mentality. I think for us and playing Wisconsin, they're clearly so deep, so talented. Like, I think we're going to need to really be together and resilient and tough and prepared to finish on our moments when we get opportunities. You know, I think we were fortunate enough a couple of years ago to beat them, and that's what it looked like for us. Like, we weren't intimidated, we didn't back down, we played relentless defensive hockey. And you know, today was a little bit different. Like, we were on the other side of that. We had Franklin Pierce really challenging us in that way, and I think, you know, we're going to be now in a different position going into play Wisconsin, and it's going to be us really trying to be that relentless, tough team and looking to capitalize on opportunities when we get them.
Looked like a rough night for Kayla. Takes a puck to the neck, it looks like. Shaking her wrist. Is she okay? Is everything good with her going forward here?
Kaylin might be the toughest player I've ever coached. I don't think much is going to hold her back, and you know, it will be nice to have a day off and get ready to go. I think that's the nature of the tournament. You get that first game, and every once in a while you might get a couple bumps and bruises, and but she's a resilient hockey player and so determined and wants to find a way to help her team in whatever that might look like.
You want to move back?
Obviously, the players already answered it, but Felicia Frank breaking the single season save record. Just want to hear your thoughts. Obviously, you know that she's been a stalwart throughout the entire season, but just kind of your thoughts about her breaking the record.
She had some great ones today. Like, I think, you know, there's a few breakaway saves that are just they just kind of blow you away. Like, she's been that. I mean, you watched the ECAC championship, you were there. Like, she was just so solid for us, and you know, it's been consistent like that all year, and we're just so excited for her, so proud of her, and I think it helps us a lot as a team when we know we have that. If we make a mistake, like, that is the person that's there to help us out. So I'm super proud of her, super excited for her.
Speaking of goaltending, Coach, it felt like for that first 35 minutes, really, no matter what you did, you couldn't score because Jill Hurdle was just like saving everything. I know the players touched on it as well, but how does that make it much more harder when you have a goaltender like that? Even though you're getting these opportunities when Kaylin's hitting the post and Emerson's having those breakaways and you still can't score.
You know, we prepared. Like, we knew, I mean, she has some of the best numbers in the country, if not the best. So we knew it was going to be a challenge. You know, we really looked at ways that we could beat her and knew that it was going to take time. Like, that's how the game could start. I met with the captains yesterday, and you know, we went through a couple of scenarios, like, what if we don't score in the first two periods even, and we're into the third period, because she's that type of goaltender that when she's on, you know. And I do think that we put some pucks on her, though, too, that, you know, maybe should have been hold on to it, wait till we have a screen, like, get a better chance. But, you know, a little bit of volume of opportunities when you're playing a goalie that's so strong, too. You know, you got to keep working and look to outwork them.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
We'll move to questions for the student athletes.
Sorry, not really sure what to do with these. We haven't never done one before. Really proud of my team today. I think, you know, we battled really hard. I think we frustrated them, you know, the first half of the game, and you know, I couldn't be more proud of the way that we showed up and competed. I don't think anyone really gave us much of a chance, but you know, we were right in that thing for a long time. So, you know, credit to our kids for showing up and believing and not being overwhelmed by the moment. And you know, I think we represented our school of 950 students and our league very positively today.
We'll open the floor up to questions for the student athletes. Kendrick?
Maggie, with the performance Jill gave today, but also just over the 4 years that she's been there and since you have gotten there, what has that done for your team? What did that do for your team into the day, the way I presume you were able to trust in her that she'd give you a chance?
I mean, honestly, like, I know that we're a team, but like Jill is the most important factor of our team in my opinion. I'm able to play with so much confidence knowing that Jill's always had my back and stuff, and transferring here, knowing that Jill was here. I grew up with Jill. I've known her since I was probably like 12 years old, and knowing that Jill was the goalie here, it gave me so much confidence in transferring to Franklin Pierce. And on the ice, I can always feel confident in Jill playing the puck, making the right decisions, doing the right things. And yeah, I think it uplifts our whole entire team and makes us a better team because Jill is such a strong goaltender.
Jill, did you have a feeling that the volume was going to be what it would end up being tonight? And how did you prepare yourself for that, I guess, mentally?
I kind of prepared myself like any other game because I feel like in our league, like the volume of shots are always pretty high compared to other leagues. So I kind of knew like they were gonna put shots up, especially after like the first when they didn't have any. They were definitely gonna start upping them because they wanted to get on us. But no, I just prepared like any other game and just thought of it as any other game because I thought that'd give me the best shot to do like the best I can. But yeah.
Kendrick?
Hey, I saw after the game you kind of took a moment for yourself at center ice. What are you willing to share of what that was for you?
Yeah, so I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I think that God did everything for a reason. So I just thank God for this opportunity to play hockey here and to end my hockey career at Franklin Pierce. And whatever is in store for me next, I just prayed that He continued to guide me and lead me through this. And yeah, overall, I just gave grace and thanks to God because that's the most important thing for me. And I prayed amongst the team in their future success and endeavors as well.
Jill, I wonder if just this moment, this opportunity for this program, can you speak to, I guess, what this means, what these last 12 days have meant getting to this environment and having this chance?
Yeah, I mean, this was our first time here. It was his first time here, so I think like it was kind of like an awe moment, but at the same time we homed out. I mean, we're meant to be here just like any other team, and I think we did prove that tonight. We showed up better than any other New High team can, and I think just for the league though, it means a lot. I wish like any team that came here and comes here in the future in our league can keep building off of this, because I think our league needs a lot more respect than it receives, and I just hope we can keep building that respect for our conference.
This could be a question for really both of you guys, but obviously you talk about representing the New Hop and putting your team here in the conference. Do you think this is a game where you could put Franklin Pierce on the map for future years to come?
Yes, I definitely believe so. Obviously the score was 4-0, and but I felt like our intensity, our mindset, everything was there before the game. I felt like that was one of the hardest starts we've had all season, one of the best team games we've had all season, minus a few mistakes and a few ups and downs. But overall, I think that the main reason why we were obviously we didn't win, but like our success this season came from the support of Franklin Pierce, and I felt like this is the most supported I've ever felt throughout a season, and I feel like we can continue to build on that support. And I definitely think that within the next coming years, the New Hub will be a very, very strong representative of the bid.
Yeah, to go off of that, I mean, I just think like our team over the 4 years I've been here has continually gotten better and better, and we have such a strong underclass that I am like excited to see who's gonna come in and see what they do as they become upperclassmen. And just for even the people who are gonna be seniors next year, a lot of our upperclassmen were injured. So when they're all back and healthy, like they're so strong too. It's gonna be great to see how they do and how the teams like in the years come do. And I can't wait to follow the success like our program is gonna see.
Any other questions for the student athletes? You two are good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll open the floor up to questions for Coach.
Coach, you touched on it with the university, but it's a school that holds 950 people. people and your rink has about 500 seats. What did this overall just tournament and moment for you as a coach to build this program to where it was and now represent Franklin Pierce in the NCAA tournament in a game where you fought really hard against a tough Quinnipiac team?
I mean, obviously, college hockey season's a grind, right? Like you start in September and we're still here in March and we're still competing and playing, and you set out, you have a bunch of goals. Certainly for us, success within our conference is a major piece of that, and it's a challenge, like a 28 game regular season. We were able to check that off, and the big prize came with the postseason tournament, and we talked all year being very process oriented. We want to be playing our best hockey at the end of the season, be on that sort of upward trajectory, and getting to the postseason, and I really feel like it's hyperbole, you can talk about it, but I feel like we really did that, and we were able to be playing our best hockey in the postseason, the semifinal, the final, and getting out here, and just the way that we had, our compete level and our intensity, I think, was just elevated from where it had been all year. And for us as a small school that, we are what we are. We're deficient in resources, and it's not about what we have. It's about who we have and the kids that we have and the heart that they have. And, that's fine. Like we're not going to make excuses for it, but, it really is sort of a different mindset being at a small school like ours, and knowing that it is a little bit of an uphill battle, especially when you get to this stage, and some of the things I've seen in this facility are amazing. Like, we're not used to that. I've never done a press conference before after a New Ha game. It's a different world to be on this level, but it's great for our athletes to have exposure to it. It's great for them to see what goes into, we reach the top of our conference, the pinnacle of our mountain, but there's bigger mountains to climb, and this is what it's like on the other side. And it's a great learning opportunity for our program. It's a great experience. You hope it's not a once in a lifetime experience for our athletes. You hope you get an opportunity to come back here, and certainly the girls that are here now, if they do get that opportunity, it's this will have been a tremendous experience for them to be able to build off next time, and have that experience kind of going through everything that comes with it. So, we knew it was going to be a challenge. We knew we were going to be an underdog, and we just wanted to show up and put our best foot forward and represent our school well, and I absolutely believe we did that.
Any other questions for Coach Kendrick?
On your roster, you got a couple of Wisconsinites, lots of folks from the Chicago suburbs, from the Twin Cities. And was there anything extra special about your players getting to come here
Sure.
and have a lot of family members here?
Yeah. I know the girls were pumped. They were very excited to be able to come here, and we haven't traveled west a whole lot as a program. We went out to St. Thomas a couple times to play them over the last few years, and we were super well represented because, as you mentioned, a good chunk of our team is from this part of the country. So, I know the girls were super excited to be able to come home, and kids like Maggie and Jill that are from the Chicago area, for them to be able to finish their careers. Mackenzie Rich is from Minnesota. She's a senior. So 3 of our 4 seniors are from this area. So for them to be able to come here and, play their final game in front of people they love and care about them and were part of their journey getting to this point, I think was definitely very special.
Could you talk a little bit about the goaltending battle we had tonight? So obviously you have goalie of the years in respective conference. What did it mean to see Jill and Felicia out there fighting for most of the game, even if the final score doesn't really show as much as it does with the shots that count?
Yeah, I think, for us to put up 29 or 30 shots on Quinnipiac was great. I was very proud of us for doing that, and Felicia did a great job. She made a couple of really wonderful saves. Obviously this was the first time I got to see her, so she's the real deal. But as far as Jill, there's not enough I could say. We could sit here for hours and talk about it. She's been like that since her freshman season. She's just been lights out. She's been unbelievable. She gives us an opportunity every single game, even when maybe, sometimes we don't show up and play well and maybe don't deserve it. She's still given us the opportunity to win a lot of those games, and I don't know where she's going to stand when it's all said and done, but I know she came into this weekend leading the country in save percentage, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to look at that and say, well, she's playing in the NUHA, but I think she showed today, you could put her on one of the top teams in the country, and she would be lights out. She'd be playing, and she'd be winning a lot of games for those teams. So I'm just very thankful we've had her for the last 4 years. It's a little bittersweet knowing that she played her last game today, but I'm very proud and thankful that, she was able to have a really awesome game to kind of go out on today.
I know you've seen it all in 14 years with this program. Can you share a little bit about what it's like to try and educate people on what Franklin Pierce hockey is, where Franklin Pierce hockey is, all those kind of things that you have to do on the recruiting and just promotion side of things?
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better, I'll say that. But even on the plane out here, like, oh, never heard of Franklin Pierce hockey team. It's like, oh, we've done all right for ourselves. It's again, like I said, it's a different grind. We can sit here and talk about scholarship limits and resources and that stuff all day, but I think I've understood from the very beginning, even when we started out as a Division III program, our focus had to be a very people-oriented program, and our focus had to be very much on the personnel that we had, because that was what was going to be the difference maker. We weren't going to stack up maybe in some other areas, but we could have obviously talented hockey players, and we could have the best people that made the best team, and so recruiting at this level is such a massive piece of what we do. You have to recruit every single day. You have to be so involved in it. And it still for us is just a very people-oriented approach and understanding that we've got to find really talented hockey players, but we've got to find kids that are competitors and that are going to grind, and they don't maybe care that they don't have a rink on campus and that they're not going to get as much gear, and they're maybe going to have to buy their own skates and some of that kind of stuff. And again, when you get opportunities like this to show up and compete with some of these programs that I don't want to say they're spoiled, they have what they have, and we get to be on the same ice and play the same game and, win some and lose some. But the fact that we're in that fight is just really special. And again, it's a testament, I think, to the culture that certainly, it's what I envision, but it's our captains and our leaders and our older players day in and day out that live it and teach it to the younger players and make sure that it thrives within our program so that we can continue to be in situations like this where we're playing in important games and giving ourselves the opportunity to win those important games and potentially be in situations like we were today.
Coach, obviously it took you some time to get to this moment, but you talk about how important the moment is. What is next for Franklin Pierce, and how do you go into next season to build out this and make sure Franklin Pierce is known for the next years to come?
Yeah, so the last time we won was actually in 2022. Was supposed to be the first year of the auto bid for the NUHA, and obviously with COVID and everything that happened, that ended up getting kicked back another year. So unfortunately, we didn't get the opportunity then. Thankful to get the opportunity now. You don't take it for granted. You never know when it's going to happen. You just hope it comes along, and thankfully it did this year. But aside from losing, our senior class and the 4 players in it, and obviously Maggie's been a defensive player of the year in our conference. Jill's been a goaltender of the year in our conference. So those aren't easy people to replace by any stretch. But I think our younger players today really acquitted themselves nicely and showed that, they're going to be part of hopefully building something really special here over the next few years. And so for us, we're continuing the grind with recruiting. We're always trying to find the best players that we can to build our program, and those guys, the younger players who they've been leaders in the sense of what they're bringing to our team on the ice, but they're going to grow into those true leadership roles within our program as players like Maggie and Jill leave, and excited to see what they do. But I hope this is just the beginning for us, and we certainly have the group and the youth to be a team that could potentially be here over the next couple of years. But we're not the kind of group that's going to take that for granted. I think we have we have a very blue collar mindset because we have to, and I think we understand it takes a lot of work to get here. We know how much work it took this year, and I think everyone's going to be excited to get to work next season and see if we can make it happen again.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you so much.